جامعة حلب، كلية الشريعة، السنة الأولى، كتاب اللغة الإنكليزية. تقدمت مبادرة بصوت ريم سروجي. يغطي هذا التسجيل من صفحة 158 حتى صفحة 174. B. Reading 2. My wife wants to look younger. 1. Read the following journal pages written by a man whose wife decided to have a facelift, a form of cosmetic surgery that makes people look younger. Monday, April 4. Susan came home today with some surprising news. She says she feels too young on the inside to look like a tired old grandma. Therefore, she wants to get a facelift. I thought coloring her hair made enough of a difference, but no, she wants a whole new face. I told her that we have to meet with the doctor first. I don't want her to go into the surgery without knowing the dangers. Tuesday, April 12. Today we sat down and talked it over with the surgeon. It's simple. The doctor cuts open the skin around the face, lifts the skin up and pulls it back, and cuts off the extra skin. And as a result, there you are, 10 years younger. I watched Susan carefully while the doctor was explaining all this, and it didn't seem to discourage her. I asked about the pain, and the doctor said not to expect any during surgery because of the painkiller that he'll use. It seems like doctors have all kinds of pain-killing medicine these days. After the surgery, the doctor said there might be 4 or 5 days of discomfort. That's what he called it. I noticed that he doesn't use the word pain. Thursday, April 14. Susan and I stayed up late last night making our decision. We're going to do it. I told her that it doesn't matter to me at all. I love her no matter what. Also, I don't want her to expect some fantastic change in our marriage just because she looks younger. The doctor mentioned that too. He said it's important not to expect too much from the surgery. Susan will look younger, that's all. It's not going to bring her instant happiness. Susan understands this. She just wants to look as young as she feels. And I wouldn't mind having a wife who looks a little younger. Who would? I just hope she won't find a younger man. Maybe I should ask the doctor if he can do anything about my bald head. Wednesday, April 20. Susan had a medical interview today. The doctor wanted to know about her lifestyle. Susan was so glad she finally quit smoking, as she could tell the doc that she's smoke-free. And she's feeling good. Plus, she's more or less at her ideal weight. Due to the fact that her face is going to look pretty bad after surgery, the doctor wanted to know how she felt about her face being black and blue for a few weeks. She told him, "Look, I've had 5 kids. Do you think a funny-looking face is going to scare me?" The doctor laughed and said she's in good shape physically and mentally, and I agree. 2 weeks from today, that's how long we have to wait. I'm starting to wonder what she's going to look like. Thursday, May 5. Today's the big day. Susan's in surgery right now. She'll be in surgery for about 6 hours, 3 hours on each side of her face. It was interesting to watch the doctor take a pen and mark up her face, drawing lines for the knife to follow. Knife for Susan. I hope she'll be okay. Thursday, May 19. What a crazy time it's been. We had to put bags of frozen strawberries over her eyes, and that really helped her get better. And I can't believe her face so young and smooth. She looks 15 years younger, and she feels great. I can see this in the way she walks and in how she spends a little more time with her makeup in the morning. The doctor says she'll look this way for about 10 more years. Too bad it's not permanent, but if Susan wants to do this again, why not? I think it's worth it. Question number 2. Discuss these questions with the class. Number 1. What kind of person do you think Susan is? Number 2. Do you think Susan and her husband have a good relationship? Why or why not? Number 3. What are some of the risks involved in cosmetic surgery? Would any of these risks stop you from having surgery? Number 4. Why do you think the doctor uses the word discomfort instead of pain? How will Susan avoid pain during the surgery? Exercise number 3. In the space below, write 3 or 4 sentences that might appear in Susan's husband's journal before or after her surgery. Share your writing with a partner. C. Linking readings 1 and 2. Look at reading 1 again, then explain how cosmetic surgery can help the people in Susan's life. See below. In addition to cosmetic surgery, what are some other ways they can improve their appearance? Work with a partner to write your answers, then share them with the class. Number 1. Her bald husband. Number 2. Her older sister. Number 3. Her friend who cannot lose weight. Number 4. Her brother who wants to have a more handsome face. Number 5. Her neighbor who was burned in a fire. 3. Focus on vocabulary. Question number 1. Look at the following nouns taken from reading 1 and 2. Which of these nouns can be used with the adjectives below? Some nouns can be used more than once. We have music, weight, appearance, relationship, surgery, height, hair, body, color, man, personality, makeup, style. Number 1. Ideal. حالينا هنن كاتبين man, body, relationship, personality. Number 2. Modern, traditional. Number 3. Popular. Number 4. Attractive. Number 5. Slim. Number 6. Permanent. Number 7. Fashionable. Number 8. Painful. Exercise number 2. Use the underlined words to express your ideas about a different topic. The words in parentheses give you the new topic. Number 1. For me, the ideal تحت خط, vacation, would be going to Hawaii and swimming in the ocean. بين قوسين عنا body. حالينا, for me, the ideal body is muscular and thin but not too thin. Number 2. The person I admire تحت خط, must is my father because he is very intelligent. بين قوسين عنا writer. Number 3. If you want to see popular تحت خط, fashion styles, try looking in a fashion magazine. بين قوسين عنا sports. Number 4. In some countries, white is a traditional تحت خط, color for a bride. بين قوسين عنا ceremonies. Number 5. I think people who smile a lot are very attractive تحت خط, بين قوسين عنا long hair. Number 6. I love modern تحت خط, art, but some people can't stand it. بين قوسين عنا buildings. Number 7. One of my desires تحت خط, is to visit Australia. بين قوسين عنا learn. Number 8. His appearance تحت خط, made me think he was a rebel. بين قوسين عنا rich. Number 9. It is physically تحت خط, impossible for humans to walk up to the moon. بين قوسين عنا fly. Number 10. Some people when they first wake up are not mentally alert. mentally تحت خط, بين قوسين عنا other people. Question number 3. Suppose that you have a close friend who wants to meet someone and get married. However, your friend feels unattractive in some way. He or she is considering cosmetic surgery in order to catch a husband or wife. If that friend asked for your opinion, what would you say? Write a letter to him or her using at least 5 of the words below. الwords هن ideal, physically, attractive, mentally, admire, beautiful, appearance, popular, desire, permanent. Number 4. Focus on writing. A. Style, cause and effect. Number 1. Look at the sentences taken from reading 1 and 2. What do the underlined words mean? In fact, since تحت خط, French fashions were so popular, American dressmakers used to change their names to French ones. In the past, American women used to spend weeks repeating words that started with the letter P because تحت خط, they wanted to change the shape of their mouths. Cosmetic surgery can be dangerous and painful. It is also somewhat expensive for the average person. Consequently تحت خط, cosmetic surgery is not as popular today as it could be in the future. She says she feels too young on the inside to look like a tired old grandma. Therefore تحت خط she wants to get a facelift. Writers use transition to help readers move from one idea to the next. These words or phrases prepare the reader for what type of information will come next. Different transitions are used to show cause and effect. Notice that these transitions are used with a complete sentence containing a subject and a verb. Transitions used to show cause. Because, since, as. In fact, since French fashion were so popular, American dressmakers used to change their names to French ones. In the past, American women used to spend weeks repeating words that started with the letter P because they wanted to change the shape of their mouths. Susan was so glad she finally quit smoking, as she could tell the doc that she's smoke-free and feeling good. Transitions used to show effect. Therefore, consequently, thus, as a result. In England, in the 1500s, makeup became an important part of beauty. Thus, some women used to paint their faces white. Cosmetic surgery can be dangerous and painful. It is also somewhat expensive for the average person. Consequently, cosmetic surgery is not as popular today as it could be in the future. She says she feels too young on the inside to look like a tired old grandma. Therefore, she wants to get a facelift. The doctor cuts open the skin around the face, lifts the skin up and pulls it back, and cuts off the extra skin. And as a result, there you are 10 years younger. Read the paragraph below about an actor who updates his wardrobe. Complete the sentences with the best choice of transition. You may need to add commas to some sentences. Saving the clothes in your closet. Even Buckley had a closet full of clothes but little to wear. في عنا since or as a result. فراغ. He got fashion stylist David Romero to help him. And now has a more stylish and youthful wardrobe. I'm a pack rat with a huge closet. But I always walk into and say, I have nothing to wear. He felt that part of his problem was that, في عنا consequently, since. فراغ. He is a TV newscaster and has to dress like a newscaster every day. He had forgotten his own personal style. في عنا as thus. فراغ. Buckley felt it was time to update his wardrobe. The 30s are the best time for your life. Because or thus. فراغ. You know who you are and you're still physically young. I want that to show in the clothes I wear. As or consequently, فراغ. He called Romero to help him out. Romero's advice was not to buy a whole new wardrobe. He thought they could keep some of items if they changed them a little bit. They would في عنا because or therefore فراغ need a tailor for some items. Then they would shop for some new things to go with what Buckley already had. A shirt that was too old-fashioned was given a new collar. A pair of pinstriped pants was updated with a new shirt. Ethan was so glad he finally asked someone to help him. As or therefore فراغ. He now has a whole new wardrobe. David has a good sense of style, says Buckley. Now, as a result or since فراغ. So does even Buckley. Exercise number 3. Look at my wife wants to look younger again. Write 5 sentences using transitions of cause and effect about the information you learned. For example, Susan wants to have a facelift because she feels too young to look like an old grandma. في 5 فراغات. B. Grammar, describing the past with used to. Exercise number 1. Read the following sentences from reading 1. What is the meaning of used to? In fact, since French fashion were so popular, American dressmakers used to change their names to French ones. Thus, some women used to paint their faces white. In the past, American women used to spend weeks repeating words that started with the letter P because they wanted to change the shape of their mouths. Describing the past with used to. Number 1. Used to can describe habits or costumes in the past that are not followed anymore. Habits are actions that are repeated regularly, such as putting on makeup in the morning or getting a haircut once a month. Later in North America, some women used to eat arsenic, a dangerous poison, to make their faces wider. However, when bicycle riding became popular, they began to wear shorter skirts instead of the traditional long, full ones they used to wear. Many women used to wear corsets, belts that made their waists appear slimmer. Number 2. Used to can also describe people's attitudes in the past. In the 1800s, for example, American women in New York used to admire the fashion of Paris. Men used to admire women with the small waists. Number 3. The negative is formed this way: didn't used to. American women didn't used to wear pants back then. Exercise number 2. Look at the picture. Complete the following sentences with the correct form of used to or didn't used to. In the 1920s, Americans فراغ believed that natural beauty was the best. Number 2. They فراغ exercised in order to improve their appearance. Number 3. Women at that time فراغ have very short, simple hairstyles. Number 4. They فراغ spend a lot of time styling their hair or putting on makeup. Exercise number 3. Think about a fashion that you used to wear in the past. It can be clothing, shoes, or a hairstyle. Describe it in detail below. In the past, I used to فراغ, but then I didn't use to فراغ as I do today. Number 4. Interview a classmate about fashions that she or he wore in the past, or about fashions that people wore a long time ago in certain part of the world. Then write a paragraph based on information from the interview. Use the simple past tense as well as the used to from. Example: when Hero was a child, he used to wear a school uniform. His shorts were blue and his shirt was white. On rainy day, he used to wear a blue sweater and carry a black umbrella. In the mornings, his mother used to comb his hair. His hair was very thick and straight. His mother often combed it hard to get out the tangle. Hero didn't used to like this. C. Writing topics. Choose one of the following topics. Write 2 or 3 paragraphs using some of the vocabulary, grammar, and style that you've learned in the unit. Number 1. Describe something that has changed in your life as a result of moving to a new place, or something that has changed with the passing of time. Number 2. Most people believe that the teenage years are a time when young people are very concerned about looking good. How did you feel about your appearance when you were a teenager? What advice would you give to teenagers who feel that they are unattractive? Number 3. How do you feel about growing older? What have you learned from your life? In what ways has growing older changed you? Number 4. They say that trends in fashion repeat themselves, that they are cyclical. Find a trend that occurred in the past and has been repeated recently. How is that repeated trend in the same as in the past? How it is different from the past? D. Research topic. Explore the world of clothing fashion by visiting a local department store. Step 1. Work in small groups. Choose one type of fashion that your group would like to examine: menswear, women's wear, sportswear, formal wear, or something else. Visit that department in the store and use the following form to record what you discover there. في عنا department, clothing items, colors, styles. Price range, lowest to highest, quality, other comments. Step 2. Write a report of your finding. Use some vocabulary words that you learned in the unit. Step 3. Finally, exchange your report with members of another group. Discuss your reports together after you have read them. For step-by-step practice in the writing process, see Writing Activity Book Intermediate Unit 8. A segment expository essay, pre-writing, clustering, organizing, definition and opinion paragraphs, revising, refining statements or facts using used to, editing, correcting sentences, fragments. نهاية هذا التسجيل.